Hi, everyone, and welcome back to English for You. I'm Erin.
And I'm Joe.
All right, so yesterday we were talking about company cutback announcements.
That's right. First, we talked about some of the reasons why companies have to make cutbacks.
Right, it could be because their products aren't selling as well as they should be.
Or because other companies are selling similar products and just doing much better than that company.
Right, we talked about like the phone companies. There's a lot of competition there. So usually when a company does cut back their employees, it's related to money.
That's right. Yes, but it could be for other reasons too, like perhaps the work slows down because of the seasons. If you make a product that sells particularly well only in summer or only in winter, then the work might slow down in other seasons.
Right. So, and that's exactly it. So it could happen with like summer camps as well. Maybe you employ a lot of people over the summer to make sure that you have people to look after the campers and to look after the campsite. But then in the winter, the camp probably isn't open, so you don't need those employees anymore.
Well, whatever the reason, it happens because there's just not enough work usually for all the employees. So unfortunately, some have to be let go.
Right. And today, we're going to learn all about what happens when they get a severance package.
That's the money someone is supposed to receive when they get laid off.
Right. And so for today's article, we're actually looking at a letter giving details about this severance package.
All right, let's go take a look at that letter right now.
Great.
Reading. A severance agreement. AMC Manufacturing Incorporated. Dear Veronica, this notice is to inform you that because of financial difficulties, you will be laid off on May 8th, 2016. As we talked about, AMC Manufacturing Incorporated is ready to give you a transition package to help you find a new job. As an employee with 10 years of service at AMC Manufacturing Incorporated, you will receive 5 months severance pay. The package must still be approved by the company's board of directors. We will provide the package after you sign this document and agree with its terms, and then return this signed agreement to Human Resources within 1 week. AMC Manufacturing Incorporated will continue to employ you until the ending date provided above, unless you resign before that date. In addition to information about pay, the package includes information about support services available to you. If you do not receive this information, please contact HR. They will be able to answer any questions you have about your severance pay, company policy, and other employment issues. Sincerely, AMC Manufacturing Incorporated Management.
All right, so like we just mentioned, today's article is a letter, which means there's going to be a few things that happen on the page before the letter actually starts. Now, the first thing we see is called a letterhead. Now, a letterhead is the name and address of a company, person, or organization that goes at the top of a letter.
Okay, so what's the name of our company on the letterhead today?
Right, it says AMC Manufacturing Inc. or Incorporated. Inc. is the 3 letters INC and a period. Now, this letterhead doesn't include the company's address, but that's okay. Just be aware that it usually is included. Well, let's take a look at the word manufacturing, spelled manufacturing, manufacturing. This noun is the process of producing goods in a factory. For example, this manufacturing company makes small parts that go inside computer screens.
So when you see the word manufacturing in a company name, it means that it's a company that makes things in factories, right?
Right. Now, we also saw the abbreviation Inc., which we just talked about. Inc. stands for Incorporated, which is spelled Incorporated. D, Incorporated. Now, we use the abbreviation Inc. after the name of a company to show that it belongs to a larger corporation. So it's one company in a group of companies that works together. For example, Ultramobile Inc. is currently the fastest growing company in the U.S.
Okay, so we've got the letterhead, and as Aaron mentioned, usually you have the address too, but we're keeping it short today.
Right.
So what comes after the letterhead?
Well, after is going to be first your date. So the article says May 1st, 2016. And then it has the name of the person who's writing the letter. So in our article, it says John Doe. And then to the person, the greeting to the person. So in our article, it says, Dear Veronica. All right.
Okay, so if I'm just writing a letter to my friends or family, do I need to include all this information too? Is it the same?
No, this is a business letter.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're just writing a friend to your family, it's a little bit more casual, but in a business letter, it is necessary to include this information.
That's right. In business letters, you usually want to be more formal, right?
Right. Now, I do have family and friends who write me letters, and they do usually include the date because it's nice to know when they wrote it. But let's get started on the first line of the letter. The article says, This notice is to inform you that because of financial difficulties, you will be laid off on May 8th, 2016. Now, the verb inform, spelled I-N-F-O-R-M, inform means to officially tell someone about something or to give them information. For example, we might say, if you change your address, please inform us so that we know where to send your mail.
Okay, so it's good that the letter also includes that Veronica was laid off because of the company's financial difficulties. They don't just say you're getting let go and not provide a reason. I guess this will be helpful for her later, right?
Right. So that's going to help her when she's looking for a new job. So she can show the new company why she isn't working there anymore.
So they don't assume that she was fired for being
bad performance.
For being a bad worker or something.
Right. So the letter continues with, as we talked about, AMC Manufacturing Inc. is ready to give you a transition package to help you find a new job. Now we see the noun transition here. A transition is the act of changing from one form to another. For example, my father is making the transition from full-time employee to retirement next year.
That's right. When you lose a job or if you're changing jobs, we often refer to it as a transition period. It just means you're making a change in your life. And Veronica will be making the transition, unfortunately, from full-time employee to unemployment.
Right. Now let's find out how the company plans to help her make this transition. It says, as an employee with 10 years of service at AMC Manufacturing Inc., you will receive 5 months severance pay. Now, the noun employee, spelled E-M-P-L-O-Y-E-E, employee, is a person who's paid to work by someone else. For example, my mother is an employee at the local bank, so she works with money.
We have some other words that are similar to employee. We might say staff and worker. Those are all just words for people who work for a company.
Right. So Veronica's severance or transition package is 5 months' pay.
Now, the letter says she's worked there for 10 years, which is quite a long time, but she's getting 5 months' pay. So she'll have her same salary, like she would get if she was working, for the next 5 months after she's laid off.
Right. So it's interesting because someone who's worked for the company longer will probably receive more months' pay, and the same is true in the reverse.
So someone who's worked there for less time than Veronica will receive fewer months' pay, right?
Right, that's right. So the next paragraph of the letter continues by saying, the package must still be approved by the company's board of directors. Now, the verb approve, spelled A-P-P-R-O-V-E, approve, means to officially accept accept something. For example, please let me approve the email before you send it to the clients.
So it has to be approved by the board of directors. Who are the board of directors?
Well, the board of directors is the most important people in a company, the ones who make the important decisions about what happens to the company.
And a board of directors, that's usually found in like a publicly traded company, right? A company that the public can buy stocks in other words.
Yes. All right, so the next sentence in the article is a bit of a long one. It says, we will provide the package after you sign this document and agree with its terms, and then return the signed agreement to Human Resources within 1 week. Human Resources can be abbreviated to HR here. Let's look at the noun document, spelled document here. Document. A document is a piece of paper that has official information on it. For example, you must read the document completely before you sign it.
So the first thing Veronica needs to do is sign the document, sign the piece of paper that has the information about her transition package.
Yes. Now, by signing this document, it shows that she agrees with the terms. Now, the terms, spelled T-E-R-M-S, terms, this is usually always used in the plural form, are the conditions that the transition package offers. That would include the length of time she has left to work, maybe the amount of money she's going to receive, the 5 months' pay, among other things.
And then after she signs that document, she has to send the letter to Human Resources.
Right. And so we saw that Human Resources is also called HR. And this is the part of the company that hires people, trains them, and is in charge of helping people with contracts and other important information.
Okay, so she has to sign the document, send it back to HR, and then what happens?
Well, the article says, AMC Manufacturing, Inc. will continue to employ you until the ending date provided above, unless you resign before that date. Now, remember that date was May 8th. Now, the verb resign, spelled R-E-S-I-G-N, resign, pronounced with a Z there instead of an S, means to officially announce that you are leaving your job. For example, we might say, I got a new job, so I need to resign from the company I work for now.
So, in other words, if she wants to, she's allowed to leave the job before May 8th.
Right. So, now that's only a week away, which is not a lot of time. I think she'd probably want to stay the whole time. But let's find out a little bit more about this transition package. It says, in addition to information about pay, the package includes information about support services available to you. So let's look at the adjective available, spelled A-V-A-I-L-A-B-L-E, available. This describes something that you can get or use easily. For example, I don't understand what this report is for. There's not enough information available. We're saying it in the negative sense, so we're saying it's not available here. It's not easy to get or see.
I also see the term there, support services. What do we mean when we're talking about support services?
Well, support services are things that the employees can use to help them with their transition. This might include people who can answer their questions, give them recommendation letters, and give them information about groups that other employees who've been laid off can join.
Okay, so it's just helping these employees out once they've been let go from their jobs. Well, the article continues by saying, if you do not receive this information, please contact HR.
Please contact these people. And then it tells us why. It says they will be able to answer any questions you have about your severance pay, company policy, and other employment issues. The noun policy, spelled P-O-L-I-C-Y, policy, is a way of doing something that has been officially agreed upon by the most important people in an organization or other group, such as the management or board of directors. Another example could be, this meeting is to tell you about the company's new holiday policy.
And once you get into the business world or the corporate world, that's a word you're going to hear a lot. You're going to hear about the company policy over and over again.
All right, now the noun issue, spelled I-S-S-U-E, issue, is a subject or problem that is often discussed or argued about. For example, I have an issue. I didn't receive my overtime pay last month.
That would be a very important issue, and that brings us to the closing part of our letter.
All right, yes, the article says, sincerely, AMC Manufacturing Inc. Management. Now, usually the person sending the letter, in this case John Doe, would sign his name above the company name here. That's why there's space between the closing, sincerely, and the company name.
That's right. So the person can provide their signature in that space. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have to learn about letters today.
All right, well, let's finish up with our For You chat.
For You chat.
All right, so our For You chat question today is, what do you think is a fair transition package?
A fair transition package. Well, I've never been laid off, so I've never received one. I have been fired, but I don't get a severance package for that. I'm not sure. $1 million would be nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'd take $1 million.
I would take $1 million. I would not fight that. I think I could live off $1 million for a while. I think it would be enough for me to find a new job.
Right.
It might last me a few months.
Okay.
No, I think it depends on how long you've worked there. Hopefully, if you've been a loyal, good, hardworking employee, they would recognize that. And especially, like our example today, Veronica had worked there for 10 years. So she got 5 months.
Right.
I would hope they would be fair like that. And they would give you at least a few months' pay.
Right.
But what about you? What would be a fair transition package for you?
Well, I would say, obviously, maybe $2 million.
$2 million, okay.
Yep.
You drive a hard bargain.
I guess, the package that we talked about today, Veronica's package, seemed pretty fair to me. It gave her a certain amount of time to let her know before her last day, and that gives you time to look for another job. Some companies give up to 40 days to do this, so you have a month and a half before you end your job, and that gives you time to go and look, and the employers kind of take that into account. But I think something that would be really nice is, a lot of jobs give you insurance. They give you health insurance, life insurance, something like this. If they can continue paying this for a little while until you do find a new job and get new insurance.
That's right. These are all nice things that employers can do for their employees when they have to lay people off.
Right.
You guys can discuss this amongst yourselves as well. We're out of time, so until next time, for English for You, I'm Joe.
And I'm Erin.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
A severance agreement. AMC Manufacturing Incorporated. Dear Veronica, this notice is to inform you that because of financial difficulties, you will be laid off on May 8th, 2016. As we talked about, AMC Manufacturing Incorporated is ready to give you a transition package to help you find a new job. As an employee with 10 years of service at AMC Manufacturing Incorporated, you will receive 5 months severance pay. The package must still be approved by the company's board of directors. We will provide the package after you sign this document and agree with its terms, and then return this signed agreement to Human Resources within 1 week. AMC Manufacturing Incorporated will continue to employ you until the ending date provided above, unless you resign before that date. In addition to information about pay, the package includes information about support services available to you. If you do not receive this information, please contact HR. They will be able to answer any questions you have about your severance pay, company policy, and other employment issues. Sincerely, AMC Manufacturing Incorporated Management.
Vocabulary Review.
Inform. The government has informed me that I have to pay more taxes this year. Employee. The big company has over 20,000 employees working at its factories all over the world. Approve. The boss still has to approve my product design before the company can start making it. Resign. The company's CEO was forced to resign after he made many mistakes. Available. Visitors to this area have many services available to them, including free tours. Policy. It is this restaurant's policy that waiters must wear a white shirt and black pants.